Yo guys, it's Waylor. I made this video because I've been getting questions about when and how to use Ray of Hope in 3v3. So in this video I'm going to break down the best and worst times to use it and some common mistakes. So let's dive right in. Alright guys, in this clip I'm going to show you what I'm looking for when I want to press Ray of Hope. So let's play the clip and then I'll break it down for you.
I might ray you.
He pops Avatar, Warbreaker, and Sharpen all right here. So this is all the warrior's damage. My mage actually blinks out of the spear over here, which is a good play, but it's very RNG based, so you can't rely on it that much. So at the moment, my mage is okay for a couple seconds here while I sit this stun. So I don't have to panic and trinket this. I can just wait. But in a few seconds here, you'll see that the warrior connects, and then the shaman actually purges my mage's altar time.
Ray you.
So another thing I want to point out, right here, you see I double Serenitied into the Ray. I paired it with Guardian. So you always want to, if you're playing Ray, you kind of always want to pair it with Guardian, because it's almost impossible for them to make the Ray negative with Guardian up. If there's no healing reduction on your teammate, then you should be doing 110% extra healing to them during Ray with Guardian up. So that's why you want to pair it together, so that you're doing significantly more healing than they're doing damage. So right here, you see I double Serenity, I throw in a Holy Word Sanctify, and my teammate, in a second here, you'll see that he's completely fine. So let's play the clip again. And you can see my mage is full HP. So it's definitely really good in this kind of situation where the warrior has spear and sharpen up, so you're already at a huge disadvantage to heal your teammate through the sharpen and the spear. My mage did blink the spear, which was a nice play, but I still unfortunately have to trade Ray of Hope and Guardian. So as you can see, the Ray of Hope is really good into comps like this, where they can easily proc your Guardian by itself, or your mage's cauterize just from raw damage. Alright, this is a clip of a Ray that wasn't particularly bad, but they actually managed to get my mage's cooldowns through my Ray of Hope and Guardian. So let me show you guys what happened here.
Probably not. I got you.
So as you can see here, I used my Ray, I used my Guardian, I double Serenitied my mage, which I think was actually a bit of a mistake by me. So I definitely could have trinketed this stun and reset to use another Serenity into the rest of my Guardian, because my Guardian, as you can see here, if I play the clip for another second. So my mage actually gets to 13 health. And by some miracle, my Guardian doesn't actually proc here, it expires right before. And then my mage is cauterized and forced to block. So this is probably the worst situation to be in, because typically Ray of Hope and Guardian should be enough, but when you're fighting a comp like this with Warrior Shadow Priest, they have a lot of instant CC and damage and healing reduction from the Warrior. So you really need to pick and choose how much healing you need to do into the Ray. Otherwise, this exact scenario will happen to you, and then you guys will lose the game. There's one thing I want to point out, that this is only about 30 seconds into the game. So the game just started as well, and we're already down caught, block, trinket from my mage, and my Ray Guardian, and all my healing. This clip's another example of a Ray that wasn't particularly bad. I just made a mistake on my end. This Ray was actually during our setup go, so I was not using as much healing as I could have, and you guys will see that right here. So let's play the clip.
I Guardian you, Joe.
So as you guys can see here, I raid my mage, I guardianed, and I used one Serenity. So right now I'm thinking that my mage should be fine out of this because it's our setup, they're not doing any damage, and I threw in a Guardian Serenity into the Ray. But if you watch here, you'll see what happens.
I will. Fast trinket. Fair. You're dead. I can maybe heal you out. You're dead. I got away. Hold back.
My Ray actually didn't move my mage's health at all, so let me rewind that for you. My mage stayed at about 40% health during the entire Ray, even though I threw in a Serenity. So I was expecting him to be fully topped while we did our go. But it was my mistake that I didn't throw in a flash heal when I had the chance, because I was actually waiting for the priest to trinket so that I could chastise his trinket, when I really had enough globals that I could have pressed a flash heal on my mage that would have possibly saved him. And then you can see right after this, my mage instantly dies because he was too low health going into the panda incap, and then they proc his seed and he just dies. Alright, in this game I made a huge mistake that I wanted to show to you guys to not make the same mistake that I did. So let's play the clip.
You're in a fear. What? Silence me. I can ray you off this. Okay?
You're fine, bro.
So this is a huge mistake by me because, as you can see, my mage is at about 80% health. So he's completely fine at the moment. The Shadow Priest I don't believe has stun for me. So as you can see, my mage is completely fine on health, and I pressed my Ray Guardian while he's about 80%. This is a huge mistake because I'm basically using my whole healing toolkit while my mage is almost full HP, and they haven't committed the most damage yet. I recommend waiting for your teammate to be a bit lower, at least between like 10 to 40% health before you do it. Definitely not at 80% like I did here. Alright, this is probably the worst mistake I made my entire time using Ray of Hope. So let me play the clip for you, and then you guys will see what mistake I made.
Mind games? Yeah. He's fine. I will this fear. They're just going you, calm. I got bash. He's gonna call me.
I vanish.
Oh my.
So right here, I want to point out two things. So right here, they go my rogue. He gets extremely low, and I'm in a bash. I kind of panic here, and I actually Guardian my rogue. So this is actually pretty bad because they can easily just go to my mage. And my rogue already vanished, so he's not taking any damage. So this is a complete waste of my Guardian. So now I don't have Guardian to line up with Ray of Hope. So that's the first mistake. And then we'll see the next one in a second here. So let's play the clip.
You are the guardian too.
Read the hunter.
I ray you. You're fine. Kicks me. Traps me. You're actually in trouble.
Guys, do not do this. I raid my mage right before I got CC'd. So I'm doing absolutely zero healing into this Ray. And you have the warrior and the hunter fully connected to my mage during the Ray. This is the biggest mistake I could have made, because now this Ray is absolutely going to destroy my mage. I should have actually told my mage to block here, because this Ray is going to proc his cauterize here in a second. So let's play the clip again.
You might have to block. Yeah. Proxy.
I can't
I
go.
top you one.
I see. I'm blind, okay? DB shift.
So, from this clip, you can see they got my mage's cauterize, my mage's block, my Ray, I Guardianed my rogue, and I have no Serenity charges. So right now, the only thing I can do would be to trinket an Apotheosis for the next time my partner's in trouble. You guys don't want to make this mistake, because now you're extremely behind on cooldowns, and they can kill your mage very easily without you being able to trade anything. In this situation, I could have told my mage to block, but I wasn't fully aware of the consequence of my Ray. So because of that, they got caught block from my mage. My rogue has no trinket, vanish, no evasion. So the game here is pretty much over at this point. We don't even need to watch the rest of the game to know that. I've been asked what comps to play Ray of Hope into, and there's a few big ones you definitely need it against. The main one being Warrior Shadow Priest, specifically with a Resto Shaman. The other version isn't as bad, but with the Resto Shaman's Earth Elemental, it becomes a lot harder to out-heal them. The second comp, I would probably say DH Warrior. This comp is extremely hard to out-heal against. DHs have insane consistent damage, while the Warrior puts out a lot of pressure with the Sharpened Blade. And then the third comp, probably KFC, which is Hunter Warrior. You might think Holy Ward would be good into this comp. To be honest, you should be able to avoid Trap somewhat easily with Fade and Shadow Word Death, whereas you can't really out-heal the Warrior's pressure with Sharpen with having Holy Ward instead of Ray of Hope. And basically any other melee cleave or warrior team that doesn't go me, because if they go me, then I would play a different talent, which would be Divine Ascension. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to check out my live stream at twitch.tv/WaylorTV, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.